everyone's on the couch because it's time to talk potatoes. We're watching 90 Day Fiancé the other way. We're on episode 3 of season 5. Normally I would post, of course, the entire episode of my story and just let you give your opinion or recap or review, but I liked some of them, so I thought I'd join the conversation and you join me in my conversation. This is one of my favorite shows, so I want to get your thoughts and opinions on it too. If you're on Facebook, like, comment, share, follow. If you're on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to our Couch Potato Talk with Kait and Brtt. So now that I got that shebang out the way, let's get into this episode. It starts off with Kirsten and Julio. They are walking through the park. This is the day after Kirsten arrives, and they of course are reflecting on the night they spent together, and apparently they ate pizza and had great sex. Okay, that is a great way to spend a night with someone that you love, like it's in the hotel room that you haven't seen for months, right? So while they're on their walk through the park, they do discuss how Julio's mom may react to him moving to the Netherlands. And of course, Kirsten just found out Julio has been lying to his mom this entire time. And she is just now aware of their relationship. So they've been together, I think Kirsten said, for over a year, and he just told his mom about her 3 weeks ago. And of course Kirsten is shocked, and she cannot believe like that he's just now telling his mom, like, baby, we spent 2 months together in the Netherlands. And that's when he kind of finally broke down and told her, well, the whole time we were living together over there for 2 months, my mama didn't know. She thought I was DJing and I was doing my job. And I cannot believe, like, Kirsten, of course Kirsten didn't know. Who would think, we've been dating for 2 years, your mother does not know about me, right? I mean, I guess it happens, but hey, to each his own. And while he's trying to explain that, it took his mother why it took his mother so long, it came, Kirsten's like, what? So basically he says it took his mother so long because he was not sure that he was ready to marry Kirsten or be with Kirsten. And those 2 months being there helped him realize that they were meant to be. And of course it's kind of hurtful because, and what made her say what, it's kind of baffling because, sir, it took you, before we stayed together those 2 months, we had already been together for some like months, right? And we had been traveling and meeting each other in like Miami and places like that. And it took you that long to realize you wanted to be with me. Even after you realized that you wanted to be with me, you still haven't told your mom about me. But okay, so now at this point, Kirsten is giving him an ultimatum to explain to his mother the entire situation, that he will be moving to the Netherlands permanently and how fast he will be moving. Now, of course, in this episode, like I said, Kirsten is meeting Julio's mom. The introduction is really nice. They're very nice to one another. Julio's mom thinks Kirsten is nice. It is open to hearing Kirsten's background and get to know her and know more about her culture and just hear a little bit about her, because of course, like we know, like everyone knows, Julio has not been open and honest with either his mom or Kirsten. So of course Julio's going to have to translate that evening, but Kirsten and Julio do end up debating who's kind of going to start out the conversation, and it ends up being Kirsten having to be the conversation starter. So this is, like I said, like this conversation between Julio, his mom, and his brothers. He has 2 brothers, and Julio, of course. So Kirsten starts off the conversation and just basically asks the mom, what has Julio told you about me? And mom's just open and honest. I don't really know much about you. I just found out about you 2 weeks ago. And I mean, I've always asked, who was Julio with in the Netherlands, because I always heard you in the background, but he always referred to you as a friend. And with that revelation again, Kirsten is shocked. Can y'all count how many times I mispronounce her name? And if you all get it right, like, I give you a shout out, because I'm constantly messing up her name. So if you can count how many times I mispronounce Kirsten's name, I give you a shout out. Like, what? I'm constantly fucking that up. Okay, so anyways, back to my story. So of course Kirsten is just figuring out that her are they engaged? No, her boyfriend. They're not even engaged yet. He wants to spend the rest of his life with her. Her boyfriend just told his mom 2 weeks ago, and that she was considered a friend up until 2 weeks ago. So with that being said, Julio's like, what? His mom is like, yeah, he's not an honest person, man. Julio doesn't keep it honest. Now Julio to translate that part, his brother had to, because he was not translating the fact that he has not been honest. He's not an honest person. And his mom's like, yeah, Kirsten, he's not told me much about you. He's not too much honest. And with that being said, it's time to break the news to Mama Bear. Okay, it's time to break the news that Julio is moving to the Netherlands permanently in a couple months, like soon as that, what did he apply for? It's called the residency. As soon as his residency is approved, he's out. So with that devastating news, his mom is like instantly hurt. Like, she breaks down in tears. She's shocked. And like, who wouldn't be if your son just told you about this girl and now he's moving across the oceans to be with her? I'll be like devastated. So of course that does happen, and you know, I mean, it's not much that we can really do about that with Kirsten and Julio. Hopefully Julio has considered all of his mother's feelings as well as Kirsten's, and how him not being honest with either one of them can cause trouble with their relationship, but not only can cause trouble with his mother and him as well, but more so, like, how would your mother be comfortable with Kirsten if you're keeping lies in between both of them? Or how would Kirsten even be comfortable with you ever being honest? Like, are you going to propose and then not tell your mother because you made a proposal as soon as you get out there? Or are you going to, like, how are you going to handle our relationship moving forward if you can't even tell your mother about the fact that you're in a relationship with me from the jump? Like, you're about to move with me, dude. I don't know. Hopefully in the next couple episodes we'll get to see, you know, how that plays out. Now, in the last episode, we did get to see Mary express her concern for Brandan, not concern, her irritation, her anger, her frustration for the fact that Brandan was sitting next to a female on his flight to the Philippines to be with her. Now, Mary has already told him to go home because she was mad that he was sitting next to a female. She accused him of talking to the girls because she wasn't with him or able to see what he was actually doing. Like, I'm sorry, Mary, being for real. How is it his fault that your ex-dude cheated on you more than 10 times and you decide to stay with him? Okay, now you're taking all of your issues from your past out on Brandan. Okay, now I don't understand, girl, because you remember you unplugged that router and went out still. Okay, so it can't be that deep for you. Okay. I thought somebody in the back said something. Okay, so as the night fell, Brandan had to catch a layover, or he had a layover. Let me get this flight talk right. He had a layover in, I don't know what city, probably near the Philippines. Excuse me. And they did end up talking that evening. And she still made sure, I guess, Brandan was coming and it was okay. He was comfortable before he went to sleep. And She just sat down, while Brandan was asleep to discuss his arrival with his family. With her family, I'm sorry. Now, the grandparents are worried for her safety. I don't understand because she's the one tripping. I'm worried for Brandan's safety. But they're worried for her safety with Brandan. And I don't know. Like I said again, I'm worried for Brandan's safety. She alive. I don't know if he's safe over there with her. But they also tell her no to sex. Say no to sex. You cannot have any sex. It's a no go. Okay, you and Brandan aren't bringing any babies. Y'all can't to make no babies. Y'all can't even hold hands or kiss before he asks our permission. Meaning Brandan cannot hold her hand, kiss her, let alone her. Okay, before he asks for her permission or the grandparents' permission to do those things with her. And they insist, they mean it. They are not like going for anything like when Brandan arrives. So when Brandan gets here, Mary needs to express their beliefs about the kissing and the holding hands. We know Mary's not. We know she's not. So Brandan is on his last flight to meet Mary and her family in the Philippines, and her grandparents have sent her brother with her to keep her safe and make sure that she fulfills this 3-hour journey and keeps to the rules, all while on this 3 to 6 hour, well, it'll be 6 hours, 3 there, 3 back, 6-hour journey. The grandparents have asked, like I told you, no hugs, no kisses, and the brother is supposed to make sure that she sticks to these rules, like I said. Now, Mary somehow persuades her brother to at least hug Brandan, and for Brandan to be able to kiss her on the cheek. Now, of course, the brother is more lenient because, of course, he's younger and he's experienced a long distance relationship with the mother of his children. Now, he knows how serious the rules are because he's broken them by having children outside of outside of a marriage and prior to being married. And when that happened, the grandparents didn't talk to, I'm not sure what her brother's name is, but didn't talk to I'm trying to call him the brother, didn't talk to her brother for about 2 years. He has small children, so it looks like they didn't even see their great grandkids for a while. But that's how strict, their ancestors believe in this, the not kissing or asking permission to kiss. But she was able to convince her brother some type of way to let her at least hug him and get a kiss on the cheek. Now, sis knows Brandan does not know about these rules, but she says she's not going to stop him. She wants to have that full experience of having her first kiss and it not be anyone's control. I mean, that's understandable because most of our first kisses weren't in anyone's control, or some of us probably even don't remember them. Some of us do. If you do, that's great for you. But so she just basically says she's not going to stop him, and she's going to let him, whatever he feels in his heart, she's going to allow him to do. Well, they did end up enjoying their first kiss, and they kept enjoying kisses and kisses and kisses, even though Mary knew she was not supposed to partake in those actions. Now, on the way home, they were all cuddled up in the back seats, and they were continuously kissing over and over again. And Mary kind of tried to warn Brandan, "Hey, my brother's in the front. Let's not show too much public display of affection." But before Mary could even stop Brandan good, the brother's like, "Hey, cool it. I understand, y'all may think it's cool in the U.S. just to kiss and get your first date, but here you must ask permission from our elders and our ancestors to kiss her." Brandan, of course, he's thrown off and he's confused as to why, one, Mary didn't tell him, and to two, why he has to ask permission to express his love and affection for this young lady. So, but more so, he wanted to know or wish Mary would have told him that, or because he wouldn't have done that, out of respect for her grandparents. We do see them arrive in Candoning, and Brandan is introduced to Lola, the grandmother and the grandpa, and Lolo. I think that means grandpa. and was introduced to the grandmother as well. And the first question Pops asks is, what did you all do when you first meet? Now, the episode, of course, or their scene, of course, ends with us on a cliffhanger. We do not know what Brandan says, but we do know that Mary is hoping that he does not tell their business and reveal the fact that they were kissing and cuddling and hugging the entire time. Now, of course, the brother's sitting in the background. I don't think the brother's going to say anything because he did give them permission. So, if you're watching this, Kenny, if you're watching this, Brandan, you got it in, but now it's time to be respectful, sir, in your own home. That's funny to y'all too, right? So, moving on, Kenny and Armando have been visiting Mexico City for a while, and today we got, well, not today, if you're watching this with me and you watched the show, you got to see them tour a potential school for Hannah. Hannah, of course, is unsure how she feels about the move, but she does have an open mind and is willing to see if she likes the school. Of course, she is a bit nervous about the change, but Kenny tries to convince her that it may be a good idea and she can get used to it. Now, we've seen them go back and forth with this struggle of, should we stay in Mexico City, should we not? It's safe, it's open, it's not open, it's scary. So now Armando, this is like the only thing that may make Armando consider moving to Mexico City, and that's Hannah's education. His best interest for me into what he says is Hannah, and he would consider moving, of course, like I said, if Hannah was able to benefit through her education. Now, in the school, they did learn the class sizes will be smaller, and that during the daytime they will speak Spanish, and during the evening classes they will speak English, or maybe vice versa. And that's what really stood out to Armando and made him really consider this school. So I think that's a great thing as well, being that they're in Mexico and they're still going to be fluent in English as well. So when it's all done, the tour is all done, they go out and have a family chat and see if Hannah likes it, and see what she says. And Hannah likes it. Hannah's pleased with it. She thinks she's gonna like it more than she likes her other school, actually. But that was a great thing, and Kenny's all excited, and he thinks that's a great thing that Hannah has an open mind. She thinks that the move for Mexico City would be great. And Armando, on the other hand, believes that Kenny is seeing it like Hannah. And by that is like a child. Like, he thinks he just sees the excitement and the fun and the opportunities and the new places that they can go visit. But he doesn't see the dangers, and that worries Armando. And he doesn't believe Kenny's moving as an adult. Now, he does believe Kevin just, like I said, sees the fun and the positive things. So, of course, they're having a power struggle because Armando is now speaking up for himself when Kevin has expressed in the past that Armando does not speak up for himself, does not take up for himself. So now that he's speaking up for himself with him, it's kind of like, it's taken aback, but he's also allowing that to happen and hear him out. So they're just having to adjust their relationship in a different way. And at this point, Armando is afraid that, Kenny is like, I'm allowing you to have a voice, but at the same time, we should move here because I moved from the United States to Mexico for you. So can you move from La Masia to Mexico City for me? I guess that's what Armando was trying to express. But Kenny and them didn't really get down to the nitty gritty of that statement. Kenny just really got upset by the statement, and Armando was like, I don't feel like that. I really don't feel like that. But hopefully in the next episode we do get a breakdown and actually see and understand how the two feel about one another. And being with one another. Now, don't leave me yet. We're almost done. We have 2 more couples to go. Let me tell you about Miss Kimberly. Okay, Kimberly is headed to India to marry the love of her life, TJ. She's honestly all over the place and seems to be unsure about the wedding and like I said, the construction of the home that is happening. She has left all the wedding details to TJ's family because this is a traditional 3-day wedding that she will be having. She got to have a good lame laugh, of course, with her good old lame dad, and have a good dad joke and a good pirate hearty hard before getting on that plane. And she was able to express to her father, you know, her concerns before she was able to leave, and he was just able to kind of settle her spirit and give her a little hope before they left. And Kimberly basically just questioned how her living situation, her living arrangements would be. Will she like the home? Is it to her liking? Will her parents-in-law, her mother-in-law, her father-in-law respect her? Or her brother-in-law respects her? Or will it be a bunch of people if her and TJ get into it? Will they gang up on her? Or will they respect the fact that this is a marital disagreement? So she has a lot of questions going into that. But mind you, her parents will be coming out there in a week or so for her wedding, for about a week. So hopefully they get to talk to his parents and they all get to an understanding, and no one is left with any anxiety about, you know, the energy or the respect or the lack thereof from the family. Now, Dad, of course, before leaving his baby, states that he's worried because he's kind of basically giving TJ his daughter without even meeting him. And of course, he puts his prayers and his hope that they will work out, and that basically TJ keeps her safe and makes sure she's secure in his position as, with her position as his wife. So as Kimberly heads off, gets from the car with her father, heads to the plane, TJ's preparing for Kimberly's arrival. And she's preparing for Kimberly's arrival after her layover. Now she's arriving to Jaipur. Okay, so she ended up, it was a long flight. Okay, she had a layover, a couple of days, and now she's here. Okay, so before he goes off to get her, or as she's arriving, he and his parents discussed his concerns, or their concerns, that Kimberly won't be able to adapt to their culture, and TJ is confident that she will be able to adapt because she loves him. So after 6 months, they finally, get together in the airport. They share a hug. Of course, they can't be intimate because that's not allowed. You can't show you can't express PDA, and it's frowned upon, kind of, especially if you're not married. But she loves the fact that he does express some and hugs her and kisses her on the forehead, so that does make her feel special when he picks her up from the airport. Now they do head home to their marital home and to the family home. And of course, prior to Kimberly moving, now the living arrangements were different. Now they're building their home on top of the parents' home, but prior to Kimberly's arrival and TJ's proposal, TJ and or his brother would sleep in the bed with his mom, and they alternate the bed with the mom, and one of them would sleep on the couch or in another room, while the father slept on the floor in the living room. I don't know why, really. He says the parents may have had a fight about 20 years ago, so that led them to sleeping separately. But the floor, I hope it's comfortable, because ain't no way 20 years I would be sleeping on the floor. I'm sorry. So now that Kimberly and TJ are building their marital home above the parents, I'm not sure if that room arrangements will shift where the parents go back to sleeping together, or will the brother just sleep with his mother for the rest of his life until he finds a wife. So I don't know. It's not a family. So anyways, Kimberly is greeted by the family with open arms, kisses, and she shares the gifts that she's brought from the United States with them. And she's pretty much like, okay, I've gifted them everything. Can I go see this apartment upstairs? Because she's eager. Like, this is what's been stressing her out for the last couple of days. So she's ready to see, you know, what TJ has said is perfect, pretty much. Like, baby, you don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to be able to use everything when you get here. And when she finally goes to see the home, Kimberly is not impressed. She is not pleased with the way the builders executed the job at all. The doors were uneven, the layout is uncomfortable, and Kimberly feels that TJ has not tried enough to make the space feel safe and functional. Now, the reason she says it's not safe and functional, from where I'm sitting, I have a window adjacent to me, correct? Just imagine if I was sitting on a toilet. That is how Kimberly's home is made. Kimberly's toilet is in her bedroom. Well, not directly in her bedroom. It's like a bathroom, like in my closet. So just say this is a closet and this is the toilet that I'm sitting on. My window adjacent from me would be able to see me use the restroom. So she has a window with no glass. No, she just has a frame. Okay, she got a door. She got a frame, no curtain. I don't even think like the elements are staying out of the house. How the elements are staying out of the house, I don't know. It's not even a trash bag up there. So she has a window adjacent from the bathroom, no bathroom door. So that's why she's kind of upset. It's like he didn't care about, I guess, the proper construction or the layout of the home, that the fact that it was functional. I don't know. She gets upset and she begins, using bad words, like cussing at him, saying he's having a huge blow up with him about, the funds that they put into it, because TJ ended up having to get a 7-year, I think, loan for the home, and if they keep having to go back because she does not like stuff and do stuff over, then they'll keep losing money for their loan. And it just ends up being a big blow up mess. And he thinks Kim's ungrateful. Kim thinks he's not paying her enough attention. Heck of a first day for forever. Okay, so hopefully we get to see them resolve this issue in the next episode. I do not want to see them fight when she just came out there to get married in a week. And like I did state, he did tell her to trust him. But how much can you trust if he does not walk right up those stairs and y'all on FaceTime and show you that house? Okay, that's all. We'll see y'all next episode. But wait. Before you go, let me reel you back in. This is the last people we have to talk about. They always seem like they're last, but it's Miss Holly. And of course, we get to see Holly and her mom arrive in South Africa to get Holly hitched to Wayne. And of course, the mom is their chaperone before the nuptials. Now, we all know Wayne is not excited about his future mother-in-law staying with him, and he's already made up his mind that she will be leaving right after the two are wed. So I'm not sure if, okay, we did get to see Holly come off the plane last episode. She was sick. We did see them traveling to the home, but now that they have arrived at the home, the mother isn't feeling the scenery with the squatters up the street. Now, the home is nice on the inside, but on the outside, the streets are a little shady, and there's a little suspicious. Now, Wayne does have them set up in a nice room. He's bought Holly the vanity that she did want, so she does feel comfortable. Nice plush bed. Well, Holly and her mom will be sharing. Well, Wayne will be in the other room or the living room. Now, as he goes through the home tour, he explains what happened when load shedding happens. It does happen every day, where they cut out the power around the cities, and during that time, people do choose to steal from the occupants. So he does show Holly and her mom the makeshift gadget that may scare, or I don't think warn off the burglars. But Holly and her mom are just like, oh, okay. They seem a little off put by that, and still don't feel secure with the little things he has done around the house. Now, Holly does not end up finishing the home tour to see what Wayne has completed, because she's, you know, kind of thrown off by the dog that's no longer there. Now, it was an incident where Wayne had got broken into, and the last time he got broken into, he was broken into 3 times. The last time he got broken into, they ended up killing his dog, and of course that is very tragic, and that was traumatizing for Holly. So therefore, she wasn't able to finish the tour, and you know, not really much came from that. So yeah, I guess we'll see, you know, what happens in the next episode. It's not much we got from that. I mean, does mom like Wayne? I don't know. She's still gonna be checking him out. Do they feel secure and safe? I highly doubt it. They want to move like ASAP. Holly would love for them to get to a gay community, but Wayne is kind of off put by that because he's already put a lot of money and time, or he thinks he has put a lot of money and time into securing the home that he has now safely. But it looks like we won't find out any more until the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recap / review. Don't forget to follow, like this video, share this video. If you aren't already following us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the Couch Potato Talk with Kaiti, Elyse, and Brtt. Time to get off y'all's couch potatoes. Go do something productive. I love y'all. Be safe.